What's up everyone, this is FP Sticks bringing you another Voyager Cup tournament recap video here. This was a huge tournament, 7 rounds up in here. I'm still rolling with my Haunter, Azumarill, Registeel, Gallade, Scrafty, Meganium team. And let's just see how some of these matches went. I ended up going 5-2, and I think it's always good to see how these tournament matches go and see what we can learn from it. So first match is up against PvP. I'm going Scrafty, Azumarill, and Meganium here. He is rocking Cherim, Sunny Form Cherim, and dude, this thing is so annoying to deal with. He's also rocking Zweilous, which is very interesting. I've been using Zweilous a little bit and really been enjoying it. That Dragon Breath damage is super nice, especially if you are not running Altaria. It's great to have another Pokemon that has access to Dragon Breath, and that Dark typing allows you to threaten Hypno, which is really great. However, you are going to be weak to the fighters, so that counter damage is definitely going to add up. I have my Scrafty on the Sunny Cherim right here. Nice thing about Scrafty is that he is very bulky, and so those Weather Balls really don't do that much damage. Able to get the Power Up Punch off. Out comes Swampert, and Scrafty is doing so much work to this Swampert. I'm just going to get another Power Up Punch off here and continue to chip away. I get a shield with the Power Up Punch, which is just even better for me there. Hydro Cannon comes through and finally takes me out, but Meganium's going to come in and farm this thing down so hard. Zweilous comes back out. Azumarill is an absolute wall to Zweilous, and this is going to be a wrap here. When you have cups like the Voyager Cup here that are so wide open, surprisingly, that is where you run into the most hard counters, like fairly rock, paper, scissors meta here. So I find that in matches like this, switch advantage is so unbelievably important. I am totally okay in a lot of these matchups if I lose the lead. Whatever Pokemon I switch in, if I have to commit 2 shields to that to regain control of the match, I'm totally okay with it. So I'm able to take that first game there. Going with a Haunter lead, I do need to avoid that Zweilous with my Haunter. That'd be really bad. And the Hypno. Why the heck did I bring out Haunter? That was very interesting of me. It also kind of has bad matchups against Swampert and Bastiodon too, so I don't know what I was thinking there, but out comes the Sunny Cherim. This is a matchup that is bait dependent for the Cherim. You have to successfully shield bait and land the Solar Beam in order to take Azumarill out. And that's why, looking at his team, I knew that nothing could stop an Azumarill safe switch, because his grass type, which is Cherim, it's a bait dependent matchup to beat Azumarill. Also, his Azumarill is only 1463 CP. Very interesting there. So I know that if my Azumarill gets in the mirror match with it, unless it's running Play Rough, I'm definitely going to win that out. So I still have 2 shields, and I am going to throw a charge move here. I really want to get rid of this Cherim. Shadow Punch is not enough to take it out, so I am going to have to eat a Weather Ball here. But I will shield this up. Haunter with an energy advantage and shields can do so much work. Out comes Hypno. I'm going to shield up this Ice Punch and then switch into Scrafty. What does he have in the back? He has a Azumarill in the back. This is pretty rough. I think the best way to play out this matchup here is try to get like 1 to 2 power-up punches off first, because then all of your counter damage is going to be doing more damage. And even though counter is resisted, it's such a strong hitting fast move. You can see this Scrafty's really chunking down this Azumarill pretty well. It's keeping up pace with the bubble damage from Azumarill. They are over farming a lot, which is definitely the correct play. I know they have the Hypno in the back. Play Rough definitely is going to be enough to take me out. I over farm here just a little bit, but I don't think the Shadow Punch is going to be enough to take out the Azumarill. Barely not enough. I'm going to be eating a charge move here. Is this a Play Rough? It's an Ice Beam. I barely survive. Out comes Hypno, and then they confuse me down. We're going to a game 3. Gonna lead Scrafty here. It was stupid of me to bring in Haunter in that last matchup. It did not have very favorable matchups. Interesting matchup right here. My counter damage is really going to add up on the Swampert, but the Hydro Cannon damage is no joke. So I'm just going to go for a power-up punch pretty much as soon as possible here. Going to let this first Hydro Cannon go through. Highly doubt I'm going to get a shield here, but that'd be amazing if I did. I surprisingly do get a shield. And then I switch into my Azumarill to catch what I'm assuming to be a Hydro Cannon. It is a Hydro Cannon, which is really good for me. I am up a shield. Out comes their own Azumarill, but we do know that their Azumarill is running Play Rough now. So even though this Azumarill has a lot worse IVs than mine, they should still win out this mirror match. But I am up 2 shields. I'm going to let this Play Rough come through, which is very interesting. Going to go for a Hydro Pump again. This tournament was like a week ago or something, so these battles are kind of old. They go for the Ice Beam bait there, which is very interesting. But at this point, I already committed to not giving any shields to my Azumarill. Lagging here really bad. I bring out my Meganium. And now pretty much nothing on their team is going to be able to stop this Meganium with energy and 2 shields. We know that they still have the Swampert. So Meganium is going to sweep here. I want this Meganium to take out the Hypno. And then I'm assuming that their Swampert is running Earthquake. If they are running Sludge Wave, this would be a little bit sketchy for me. But the Frenzy Plant damage is no joke on this Hypno. It is a purified Hypno. And they are running Ice Punch on it, which would hit me for super effective. I really want to get this Frenzy Plant off, and I'm trying to time when I am doing my charge moves to keep up with their Confusion. Confusion is a 4-turn fast move. Vine Whip is a 2-turn fast move. So every 2 Vine Whips, they get 1 Confusion. And because I know Meganium wins the CMP tie, I believe, against Hypno, I can always farm up the maximum amount there. Throw in the Frenzy Plant. This takes out the Swampert. Azumarill in the back. This is totally okay with me. Going to bring out Scrafty to counter this thing down. I even get a power-up punch off here at the end, but this is going to take the match. So I take the first round. Good game there, McPvP. Going up against Jerry 222 here. He is running a Stunfisk, which is very interesting. Other than that, his team is very standard optimized there. Stunfisk is one of those mold breaker Pokemon, which do really well against Azumarill and does really well against Registeel as well. Because that core of Azumarill and Registeel is so unbelievably strong, and it's why you see me run it fairly frequently. It's also a duo that I'm pretty comfortable with and have used a lot in Go Battle League. We've seen it a lot. So I'm staying in this matchup with Meganium. The Frenzy Plant damage, again, is no joke. They switch into Azumarill. This had to be a misclick. But one little mistake can cost them the match here, and I am going to significantly punish this mistake. So I'm going to shield this up, over farm, going to take out the Azumarill, and then I want to leave this with stored energy to throw a Frenzy Plant on whatever comes out. Azumarill goes down. What do they have in the back? Out comes Hypno. It's got to be Stunfisk in the back. It has got to be Stunfisk in the back. Why else would you bring Azumarill into that? It's the Stunfisk. I get a Frenzy Plant off. This is going to hit for super effective. Meganium essentially is sweeping the entire line right here, which is absolutely insane. I can bring out anything and it's going to be able to take out this Stunfisk here. Meganium resists both of Stunfisk's moves as well. Mud Bomb and Discharge. I take the first match. Going in with Gallade here because I like the matchups it has against like Registeel, Toxicroak, Stunfisk, and Meganium. All very solid matchups there. So we are in this matchup. The Leaf Blade damage is going to do so much. They make a really good swap into Meganium there. It's kind of stupid of me to click on the Leaf Blade, but out comes the Meganium. If I can land the close combat, actually, I can just go straight Leaf Blade here because look at how much damage the Confusion is adding up to. This is absolutely insane. This Meganium is in Leaf Blade range. I have since switched up my team a little bit, but man, this really makes me want to run Gallade again. Just watching this Gallade gameplay here. Okay, I'm finally going to let my Gallade go down after it pretty much obliterated that Meganium. I'm going to bring out my own Meganium, absorb all of this energy, maybe even commit to a crazy aggressive farm down here. But we know that my Meganium with loaded energy is going to do so well against his team. Down goes his Meganium. I am so overloaded on energy. What's going to come out? A Azumarill again. Man. Meganium is going to go to town on this thing. This Frenzy Plant's going to go through. It's not going to be enough to KO, but then I can Vine Whip it. I still have a shield. Meganium is just going on an absolute tear here. I can overfarm again in this matchup. I switch out there that I have energy loaded. The Stunfisk is going to come back out, but if I can land even an Ice Beam on this thing, it's going to be really great. Discharge does not do as much damage as you think it would. Stunfisk seems to be more bulk oriented and not very attack weighted. Because Azumarill just looked at both of those discharge and is still dancing around. So I land the Hydro Pump. That takes out the Stunfisk. Out comes the own Azumarill. I'm easily going to be able to take this matchup. I have a Frenzy Plant ready to go on my Meganium. Good game there, Jerry. Going into a game 3 here. Man, I miss using Gallade. Gallade is fun. I might have to use it in my next team. Oh my gosh. Amazing lead. Amazing lead. That would like 3-shot the Toxicroak. This is still fine with me, man. I'm going to get a close combat off here, and this literally does like 90% of Regesteel's health. Oh, man. That is insane. I bring out a Azumarill. I'm going to eat a Flash Cannon, but then I can bubble farm down this Registeel. This is absolutely disgusting. Out comes Toxicroak. We are both lagging there, mutual lag. Just going for the Ice Beam here. This is not going to be enough to take out the Toxicroak. They let it go through. They still have 2 shields. We know that my Gallade is an unbelievably hard counter to this Toxicroak, and it essentially still has full health. I let the Sludge Bomb go through. Now that Toxicroak and Registeel are out of the picture, my Meganium in the back is just going to sweep whatever he has in the back. Most likely Azumarill, or he could have his own Meganium, or he could have Stunfisk. It is his own Meganium, so going to throw a close combat and then get out of here. The confusion damage is already chipping away really nice. I do get a shield. There's actually a CMP tie there. I will commit a shield here. Gonna farm up a little bit extra, which is very risky on my end because those Vine Whips were doing a lot more damage to me because my defense was dropped from the close combat. So in this scenario, in the mirror match, Frenzy Plant is the way to go. Frenzy Plant and Earthquake are both resisted. Frenzy Plant is overall a much better move. You get stab on it, and it's a Community Day move, which hits for much more damage. He goes for the Frenzy Plant there. Correct play, but this Frenzy Plant should be just enough to take him out. And the Meganium goes down. Good games there, Jerry. Going up against Vexillus. The Alolan Muck. The Alolan Muck, man, is no joke. And they are also running Altaria. We know that my team is extremely weak to flyers. I think I run into someone using a Tropius in this tournament, and Tropius really gives my team a lot of problems. That's why I'm not running Gallade and Scrafty combination anymore, because double like fighting types, very weak to flying, and same with Meganium. Meganium totally gets walled by the flyers, but this is definitely a favorable lead for me. And looking at his team, okay, yikes, the Toxicroak does come out. I switch to my Gallade. Out comes Altaria. This is really not a good position for my Gallade to be in, but I want to actually throw this close combat as quickly as possible so this Altaria cannot farm down as much. I want my defense to be dropped so I can not be farmed down as much. I bring out the Registeel. I can absorb all of these charge attacks from Altaria, but it's the Dragon Breath fast move damage that really adds up and hurts. Oh boy. I was getting way too greedy there with the overfarming, but I know that they have Toxicroak in the back, and so I want my Registeel literally to be at like no health remaining, so Toxicroak can't farm as much. They let the Altaria go down. Out comes Toxicroak. I switch in my Meganium. This is a Toxicroak with 2 shields versus my Meganium with 1 shield. I do correctly shield with the Sludge Bomb, but there is no winning this. And we get some lag there, and so I'm definitely not going to be able to throw 3 Frenzy Plants here. And I definitely can't Vine Whip this thing down either. Gonna eat a sludge bomb here, and then one counter's worth is gonna be able to take out my Registeel. So he definitely has this first game. Good game there. Round number 2, I'm leading Reggie again, and then Gallade as a safe swap. That's interesting. Okay, I catch a very favorable lead here. Again, when you're doing these mega tournaments, they take, like 3 to 5 hours sometimes. So, man, sometimes my decision making doesn't always turn out being the best. But they let this flash cannon go through. Then they switch into their own Azumarill. I'm very curious by this. I have my own Azumarill in the back to totally wall their Altaria. So I'm just going to keep my Registeel in here and chip away at their own Azumarill here. I am in Hydro Pump range. Just barely in Hydro Pump range. I will shield this up. They bait me with Ice Beam. What a great play. So I was trying to time it to catch the Hydro Pump on my own Azumarill, but that did not work out. They Hydro Pump my Azumarill anyways, so it doesn't really matter. But out comes Toxicroak. This is very interesting. Maybe they suspected that I was running Gallade again, but I land the Hydro Pump, and this Toxicroak served no purpose there. They still have their Altaria in the back, which my Gallade is actually really going to struggle against. So I need to preserve my Azumarill. Oh my gosh, look at that crappy lag too. Horrible lag, and so my Hydro Pump is like only half charged. Oh man, I bring out my Gallade to farm this thing down. My Gallade is now switch locked against this Azumarill, which is not ideal. I can survive an Ice Beam. Out comes that Altaria, and the Altaria actually dumps its energy into my Gallade here. I shield this up. I'm going to get off a close combat. I missed the excellent, dang it, but I still get the shield, which is good for me. That confusion damage still chunks Altaria so much. My Registeel is still pretty healthy. I want to get to this Ice Beam, but this forces the Altaria to dump its energy into my Azumarill anyways, which is very good for me. And I should easily be able to get to this Flash Cannon, take out this Altaria. They have their own Azumarill in the back still, but very low health. So close. I was almost in Ice Beam range there too. So we're going to a game 3 here. Meganium lead. Boy, let's hope we don't see that muck. There's the Toxicroak. This is also not super ideal, but this is a matchup I'm willing to stay in. Just because Toxicroak is so glassy, and Frenzy Plant still hits for a lot of damage. They correctly bait me there with Mud Bomb. Really good play on their part. They should know this is only a Frenzy Plant, but I still get a shield, which is really great for me. Going for another Frenzy Plant here. Again, this is going to do a decent amount of damage. I get the second shield. Very interesting here. And then they give up switch advantage. Their Altaria is now switch locked against my Azumarill. There also could be a case to be made that I could have brought out my Registeel instead to avoid that Toxicroak. But I am worried that there might be a Meganium in the back, and I'd rather have my Registeel paired up against this. This is an unbelievably favorable matchup for me. I might even commit to the bubble farm down here most likely. And just going to leave this matchup with maximum stored energy. They're not able to get off a Sky Attack. Really good for me. Is the Toxicroak going to come back? It's the Meganium. It was the Meganium in the back. And because I suspected that, I'm able to get the Ice Beam off. I'm able to get a second Ice Beam. I still have Registeel in the back. I have my own Meganium, but it doesn't matter. Their Meganium goes down. Can't even get off a Frenzy Plant. Toxicroak is forced to dump some energy here. This is probably only going to be a Mud Bomb. Yep. But I'm up a shield, and so I can actually bring out Registeel here. Oh, I bring out Meganium. I should have just gone for Frenzy Plant. That was really dumb. I just gave the Toxicroak more energy. But I'm still going to be able to take this. This Toxicroak is in Flash Cannon range. And as we know, Registeel generates energy insanely fast. Still have a shield, so I should be able to take this. Down goes Toxicroak, and I'm able to take round number 3. Going up against Pretty Low Llama here. Drifblim is interesting, man. I never really considered Drifblim, but It's pretty nice. You have that Icy Wind debuff damage, as well as the Shadow Ball nuke. And Drifblim is relatively tanky, so they have their Alolan Raichu here. I'm very surprised that they are staying in this. I'm going to let this Thunder Punch go through. They do have another Thunder Punch. I was able to sneak in a counter in between those Thunder Punches, which is really good for me. Going for the foul play, this is definitely going to take out the Alolan Raichu if they let this go through. They double shield it. Out comes my Registeel. And the reason I did this is because looking at their team, oh man, they landed the Wild Charge. Yikes. I was going to say nothing can stop a Registeel with a shield advantage, but a Raichu that smacks a Wild Charge on that definitely has something to say about that. Let's see what they bring out. They bring out their own Registeel. Wow. I am going to be able to get to this Focus Blast first because I overfarmed a little bit on that previous matchup. I land the Excellent. As we know, it does like 80% damage to Registeel. I'm going to let my own Registeel go down. Flash Cannon is enough to take me out. So I am going to bring out my Scrafty here to get as much counter damage as possible. They have Hypno in the back. I'm not able to get off the foul play. That really sucks. But their Registeel is very low, as we know. My Azumarill has a shield. Hydro Pump is not going to be enough to take out this Hypno. And I'm going to have to eat some Thunder Punches here, which definitely start to chip away. Azumarill is unbelievably tanky, though. Over farming here, that confusion damage is really adding up, though. I think I'm capped at 100 energy here. Hydro Pump's going to be coming through. Not enough to take out Hypno, but my bubble damage is barely enough. I'm really hoping this Registeel is in Ice Beam range, because I don't want this thing into a Flash Cannon. It's barely in Ice Beam range, and I'm able to take out that first game. Good game there. Let's hope they don't lead the Drifblim, because I am leading Meganium here. Registeel, we can roll with this. We can definitely roll with this when shields are up. I believe it takes 13 lock-ons, so 13 turns for Registeel to reach Flash Cannon. And it takes 6 Vine Whips to get to Frenzy Plant. So I can get to Frenzy Plant before the Flash Cannons, but Earthquakes are definitely the thing that I want to go for here. You can see I'm just going straight Earthquake. I'm not even baiting in this scenario, especially when shields are up. They let that go through, which is huge. My Registeel comes in and catches a Flash Cannon, also really huge, because they have nothing that can directly punish this Registeel switch in, and I was almost able to lock on farm them down. I have such an energy advantage right now. Out comes their Meganium. But again, this huge energy advantage I have, I'm going to be able to throw 2 Flash Cannons before they can get to Earthquake. And we know that their Registeel in the back is very low health, and I still don't even think it has a Flash Cannon loaded. It was getting very close there. Even if this is an Earthquake, I was okay with letting it go down, but the bait fails. This is probably going to be another Frenzy Plant, but I do shield up this one. And this is going to allow me to win out this matchup. The Flash Cannon is going to be enough to take out the Meganium. We know their Registeel is very low. What's going to come out here? They could possibly use that Registeel for a sacrificial swap. I was expecting the swap, so I didn't throw my charge move. I was able to get even more energy off the Registeel. This Frenzy Plant's going to land on the Azumarill. I still have my own Azumarill in the back, so I'm going to be able to take this pretty easily here. I was having a really good run in this tournament. After this round, it put me at 4-0, and I was like getting super hyped. I didn't wait this tournament. I really wish I did, though, because going 5-2 in my weighted tournament, pretty sure that would put me at Elite Trainer, which I know I should hit Elite Trainer this month anyways, but would have been nice to hit it sooner rather than later. Going with the Meganium lead again. As long as they don't lead Drifblim, this is just such a safe lead here. Do they lead Drifblim? No, it's the Alolan Raichu again. And we know that they have Thunder Punch and Wild Charge. I'm going to absolutely resist all of that stuff. Out comes Registeel. So I'm going to throw an Earthquake as a parting gift before I get out of here. They do shield it up. Good for me. And then I switch in my own Registeel to catch the flash cannon again. Man. Again, that puts me at a very significant advantage there. If this is a Focus Blast, I do need to shield it up, so I will commit a shield here. I can overfarm just a little bit, but you get capped at 100 energy pretty quickly there, so there's no sense in like crazy overfarming. I get their last shield there, very interesting. And then they give up switch advantage. Their Alolan Raichu is now stuck against my Registeel. My switch clock is not up yet. Flash Cannon is resisted and doesn't do that much damage. We know they still have their Registeel in the back. I eat a Wild Charge and somehow survive it. I'm committed to Vine Whipping down this Alolan Raichu. And I don't need a shield anything. Oh, I do commit a shield to this Wild Charge. I'm expecting their own Azumarill in the back. So I invest everything I have into this Meganium. Their Registeel is in Earthquake range. I was expecting them maybe to swap out there to catch this Earthquake, but this Earthquake is just going to easily take out, almost take out the Reggie, and then I Vine Whip it down, which puts me in an even better scenario, and I call the back Pokemon. It is Azumarill. I have a very significant energy advantage here. Even able to get off another Frenzy Plant to take out this Azumarill. Able to take the 4th round there. Good games, pretty little llama. Round 5 is up against False Water Cobra. I'm leading Scrafty. Man, he's got a very interesting team. People that run Defense Deoxys as their Gen 3 pick it's very interesting. You have access to that counter damage, and Defense Deoxys is just so incredibly bulky. And Rock Slide and Thunderbolt are really great moves to have. But they let that Foul Play go through. And then I tanked the Rock Slide, which hardly does any damage to me. So I was going to try to go for a Power Up Punch bait there, but honestly it's not really worth it. They are running Psycho Boost as well. So Psycho Boost Rock Slide. I need to take note of that. Go for the Power Up Punch here. I do get a Shield Bait, which is really good. I'm barely able to get this Foul Play off because their attack is dropped because of the Psycho Boost. So I win out the lead, and their Azumarill is not able to farm me down. I have a Meganium, which is a perfect response to this Azumarill. I'm wondering what they have in the back. We know that Defense Deoxys is out of the way, so Registeel should have a favorable matchup against whatever is in the back. Is it Haunter? Meganium would kind of be scary. Oh, it's Zweilous. This is very interesting. I don't even know why I'm staying in here. I should have just saved my Frenzy Plant and switched into my Registeel. One Focus Blast is going to take out this Zweilous. I sure hope I don't lose this game because of that mistake. Dark Pulse does hurt. I can't get too greedy here. Going for the Focus Blast. This should take out the Zweilous. Just enough to take it out. Out comes the Azumarill. I'm right at the Flash Cannon. Is this going to be a Hydro Pump to take me out? It's a Play Rough. So they must be running Ice Beam Play Rough? I don't know. I don't think we've seen their secondary move yet. I'm able to take the first game. Meganium lead here. It has play against Azumarill, Defense Deoxys, Bastiodon. Haunter. Oh, this is a scary matchup. Literally scary because it's a ghost. I'm just going straight Frenzy Plant here. Haunter's so glassy, you're going to get shields pretty much all the time. And it takes 7 Shadow Claws to get to a Shadow Ball. So they're definitely heavily overfarmed here. I call the bait and don't shield up the Shadow Punch. This is going to be another Shadow Punch, but I am in Shadow Punch range. I do commit a shield here. And I'm going to throw the Frenzy Plant, but if this Haunter double shields, it's going to win switch advantage. Yep, double shields. So I switch into my Scrafty. I can absorb anything Haunter throws at me. Now my Scrafty is against Defense Deoxys. This Foul Play, as we know, is really going to add up. The Foul Play connects. They're running Psycho Boost and Rock Slide, both of which I resist. So no need to commit shields there. And no sense in overfarming here because the counter damage from Defense Deoxys is hitting me for super effective. So I can't get greedy here. Down goes Defense Deoxys. I'm still up a shield, but it is Azumarill in the back. I'm really trying to get to this Foul Play, but I'm not able to do it. Very unfortunate. I bring out my Meganium. And oh man, I let this play rough go through. If I would have committed a shield, and then, man, if I would have committed a shield and been able to get off that frenzy plant, that would have been great. But they still have that Haunter, so I was saving my shield for the Haunter. I let this Hydro Pump come through. I am over farming a lot here. I'm definitely capped at 100 energy. Flash Cannon is going to be enough to take it out. Out comes the Haunter. Oh my gosh. Do they have enough energy for 2 Shadow Punches? They do! Very well played. Very well played to my opponent. It was looking like I was going to win that one very cleanly, and then they really did some great plays there. Going with the Meganium lead again here. Let's see how this goes. I catch the Zweilous. This is not good. Bad lead for me. I switch in my Registeel. I'm very surprised you're staying in this. Okay, out comes their Azumarill, but I have such a significant energy advantage right now. I do want to regain switch advantage in this matchup, so I do need to correctly shield up the Hydro Pump. And they are running Play Rough Hydro Pump. Is this the Hydro Pump? They bait me with Play Rough. That is such a bold move, man. Because Play Rough does hardly any damage to Registeel, but props to this guy. He was just in my head. Called my lead. Baited me with Play Rough. I switch in my Meganium. Please let this be a Hydro Pump. Yes, my Meganium eats the Hydro Pump. Out comes the Zweilous now, so my Meganium is stuck against this. If I could get off an Earthquake, this would be amazing. But I don't think it's going to happen. I'm barely able to get off a Frenzy Plant. Zweilous is not the bulkiest Pokemon, so this is still going to do a decent amount of damage. Yeah, decent. Definitely decent. My Gallade is serving no purpose in this team right here. Absolutely nothing. Why the heck did I bring in Gallade? I wanted to try to keep that Haunter in check, but man, oh, they shield up the Flash Cannon. They are holding on to this Zweilous. I had to shield this up, and they even bait me with Body Slam. Amazing play. It is a Meganium in the back. Can I get a close combat off? I should barely survive this Frenzy Plant. Oh my gosh. I need to hit this close combat. This should be enough to take out the Meganium. But then Zweilous is going to come out, farm me down. Or anything can come out and farm me down. It is their Azumarill. I have a Flash Cannon loaded here. I don't want to take any bubble damage. But, oh man, the Dragon Breath damage and then this Body Slam from Zweilous is going to take me out. Really good plays there, False Water Cobra. You outplayed me and were in my head the entire time. So I lose that round. Going up against a Johnny here. Alolan Muck. Pretty scary for, pretty scary for my Haunter. But they have their Driftblim here in the lead scenario. I'm going straight for Shadow Punches here, because this is a matchup that Haunter should be able to win out. Haunter is a Ghost type Slayer. The Shadow Claw damage is just so intense. Even though, look how much damage the Hexes are doing to me. That's pretty insane. What in the world? That swap was insane. But because of these new animations, you just never know if they swapped or not unless you see the text in your screen, which it's hard to catch sometimes. But Alolan Muck as a safe swap is really annoying to deal with. When that thing gets an energy advantage, it's very hard to overcome, even with some of its top counters. So I do shield up this Dark Pulse. I want to maintain switch advantage here. I'm going for Focus Blast because shields are down, and I'm really hoping this is enough to take it out. It's barely not enough, but then I can lock on farm it down. Even better for me. Out comes Venusaur. This is interesting. I'm going to resist all of Venusaur's moves. Look at that lag! Oh my gosh. That is the most frustrating thing. My Flash Cannon was only half charged there because of that lag. My Azumarill has to avoid this Venusaur. I'm really hoping that I can get off a flash cannon here. I don't think a frenzy plant's going to be enough. Oh, it is barely enough to take me out. Oh boy, this is so bad. I'm going to have to eat another frenzy plant. That lag on the flash cannon definitely cost me the game here because it was undercharged. This Venusaur would have been dead. That's so frustrating, but guess what? I'm not one of those people in these crazy remote lobbies that disputes every little lag thing. Lag is going to happen, and you know, sometimes it's unfortunate, but I hate holding everyone else up in these tournaments, man. And so many times I'm on the other end of things where people are just disputing lag disputes every freaking round. It is unfortunate when it happens, but I also think that sometimes people can be kind of petty with their losses. Like, lag happens, man. Sometimes you lose. Just move on with it. Think about other people. You don't want to keep them waiting. And I just want to keep this tournament moving along. But this Alolan Muck, these Dark Pulses are going to hit so strong on my Gallade. They switch out into their Drifblim. And here I'm thinking, oh great, Registeel's a great response to this Drifblim. But then I'm like, oh crap. They can Icy Wind debuff me this entire time. And I can't get too greedy here because I need to get these flash cannons off before I get debuffed again. I get a shield there. Also, this is a shiny Drifblim, so shout out to that. That is a cool little golden balloon there. Debuffed again. Even though shields are down, I'm surprised that they're not going Shadow Ball, just straight Shadow Ball nukes here. Flash Cannon is doing hardly anything to this Drifblim now, man. I believe this is going to be the Shadow Ball. Let's see how much it does. That is a respectable amount of damage to Registeel, man. My lock-ons are doing absolutely nothing to this Drifblim here. I'm able to take it out with the Flash Cannon. I have hardly any health, so whatever comes in is not going to be able to farm me as much. It's the Alolan Muck. This is a little scary. My Azumarill getting hit by a Sludge Wave is really going to suck. So I bring out my Gallade. Thank goodness I have a close combat loaded. This is going to take out the Alolan Muck. And in the back is a Registeel. Let's get another close combat off. And look at how much damage this does. Oh, that is beautiful. That is so beautiful. Gallade. Man, I feel like Gallade is one of those high-risk, high-reward Pokemon, just like Haunter. I don't know why I enjoyed running those two squishy Pokemon on my team on this, but it did really well when I aligned it correctly. Flash Cannon is not going to be able to take me out. I'm going to be able to take this first game. Good game there. Going with a Registeel lead here, hoping to catch the Venusaur or that Drifblim or the Alolan Muck. There's the Drifblim. Let's see how they want to play out this matchup here. Man, my voice is totally shot. I taught like 5 hours of drum lessons today, and man. So it is the Icy Wind. No need in shielding that up. I already got a shield committed from them. But with these Icy Wind Pokemon where you debuff your opponent, you essentially want to shield up the first charge moves because those are going to be the ones that do the most damage anyways. Flash Cannon is doing not that much damage to Drifblim right now, man. That is no joke. I'm expecting this to be the Shadow Ball. But they bait me with Icy Wind again. Wow. Huge props to them. They got a shield off of my Reggie right there. Double shields the Drifblim. What in the world? So I'm going to double shield as well. Oh my gosh. It was another Icy Wind. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Is hilarious. And then they switch out. Oh, I should have just switched out. This Focus Blast is going to do nothing to this Reggie. Nothing. That was a huge misplay. Huge misplay. I was what? Quintuple debuffed? Something absolutely ridiculous like that. Drifblim's going to come out and farm down my Gallade even more. I should have had slightly lower health there, but I didn't want to get too risky with that Reggie there. Whoa, they bring out a Alolan Muck to farm me down. Oh boy, I am in such a rough spot right here. I bring out a Azumarill. My switch clock is not up yet, so I can't make a sacrificial swap. I'm going to have to eat a Sludge Wave. This hurts bad. Real. Oh my gosh, this hurts so bad. Look at that swap. And my Registeel is able to catch whatever this is. It is an Icy Wind, which still doesn't KO me, and then I lock on... What? Oh, I intentionally stopped attacking because I allowed my Azumarill to farm down, then throw the Hydro Pump on the Alolan Muck. Yeah, looked like lag, didn't it? It was not lag. Able to take that game. So we're going into round 7 here, up against Darkrai Shaman, or Shaman, Darkrai Shaman, something like that. I just get absolutely wrecked in these games. I'm pretty sure. I don't even include game 3 because I lagged so bad and it was just an absolute massacre. But I bring in my Azumarill on this Gallade. I know that I'm going to get hit by a Leaf Blade. It is going to do a lot of damage. So I will shield up this Leaf Blade. They have their own Azumarill. Are they running Play Rough? I bet they are. Hydro Pump goes through. They know my moveset now. Let's see what moveset their Azumarill is running. It's freaking Play Rough. Yep. So I bring out my own Haunter. I don't want this Azumarill to start getting out of control with an energy advantage here, and I want my Haunter to somewhat avoid that Gallade. I commit my last shield there. Over farming here a little bit. Trying to threaten a shield with a Shadow Punch. They do not take the bait. Wow, out comes Gallade. These confusions are absolutely going to chunk away. My Haunter goes down. I'm not able to get off a Shadow Punch. This is really bad, because if this Gallade lands a close combat on my Reggie, this is so bad. Oh no. Oh no. Let's see it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fair enough. I landed so many close combats on other people in this tournament. It was about time people had their revenge. And there's no win in this. It doesn't even matter what's in the back. So I just let this go. Great plays. Wow. Wow. Okay. Going with a Meganium lead here. Hoping to catch the Dugong or a Azumarill or Gallade would be fine. This is absolutely horrible. This person is in my head the entire time, and they hard won these leads here. I can't even utilize my Azumarill as a safe swap because I know that their own Azumarill has Play Rough. So I'm assuming that they're running Play Rough Hydro Pump. I go for the Flash Cannon here. They let it go through. Very interesting. This Azumarill is very low. I correctly shield up the Hydro Pump, so really good for me. I'm counting here. I'm timing it, so it takes 7 bubbles for them to get to a Hydro Pump. So I'm trying to farm up as much as possible. They shield it up there. They're barely able to get this charge move off before I can get the Flash Cannon off. I let this go through. Questionable play. If I would have shielded that up, I would have maintained switch advantage, which as we know is very important. But I'm hoping that my own Azumarill can come in here, aggressively farm this down. Oh, I have to eat a Play Rough. That's okay. I have a loaded Azumarill. I know they still have Altaria. What else did they bring? Meganium. Yeah, this is game over. There is no win in this. I lose this match pretty hard. But I bring out my own Meganium. Oh, it's greeted by a wonderful flying duck, bird, cloud thing that just totally shreds. Yeah. Because I did not double shield the Reggie. That's what cost me this match. And watching these matches back just really goes to show you how important switch advantage is in tournaments like this where the meta is so wide open and the counters are so hard. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And share this with your friends, man, because these Sylph videos take way more time for me to make, and they get way less views. And especially during these times where YouTube is definitely part of my income every month, it really means a lot if you could like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely helps me out while I'm making these. Sylph videos because I know a lot of you out there really enjoy it and you have tournaments coming up and I want to help you out with that. But if you want to support the channel as well, you can check out my Patreon. The link will be down in the description. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.